Hello everyone! I am coming to you not from a nice, beautiful, luxurious hotel in Hawaii. No. I'm coming to you from the Fort Lauderdale airport area. Woo! If you want to see how I ended up here, then keep on watching. Okay, so welcome to my hotel in Fort Lauderdale. First, I'm going to show you a little tour of the room situation we got going on, and then I'll give you the story of how I ended up on this trip to Fort Lauderdale. Very quick trip, but alas, let me show you the room. So here's the front door, and directly to your left you have the bathroom, which looks clean. Hello! Which is all you can ask for. Big enough shower, yada yada yada. Okay, so you walk in, and it's standard designs. I've seen these before. Not all of them are like this, but you've got your little coffee area and a fridge, which is a plus. You've got a little phone, cool little vase, a closet that does not have, there's no luggage rack, which I find really weird, but when we checked in, they gave us a paper that said those are upon request here only, which usually never happens. So I put my suitcase on this little couch. Cute little palm trees up there. But yeah, I just started unpacking like half my things. And then a little desk area. So that is the majority of everything. And then the bed is behind me. But yeah, decent room. It's clean and that's great. So I am sitting at the little desk area right now. Thankfully I've got decent lighting even though it's kind of dim here, but regardless. So I'll tell you the whole story of how I got here. It's nothing too crazy, but man, was it an exciting day at the airport to say the least. But right now it is 11:53 p.m. and we got here maybe an hour ago. But I've been just sitting here at this desk with my full uniform on, trying to think of if I should order food or not. So by the time I got here, it was already too late to order the majority of the places nearby. So my options are really Taco Bell, McDonald's, Popeyes, and pizza. And so for me, it's kind of hard to choose between all of those. I've been eating a lot of Taco Bell lately, so I don't want that. And I'm just not in the mood for like heavy fast food. So while I'm deciding, I will unpack, and I kind of want to get changed out of this uniform. Kind of just want to stay in it to prove to you that I did work today. But I really want to get out. It's kind of itchy. So I want to get out of this uniform. It's not good material, and get changed in my pajamas. So I think I'll do that for a bit. You can even hear, the window is right next to me, and you can hear construction going on right now. I think we're near the highway and they must be doing construction on it, which is a little annoying, but regardless, I'm going to relax a little bit as much as I can and figure out what I want to eat, because my brain's not really functioning at full capacity when I'm hungry. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I think I decided I'm gonna do McDonald's, because if I'm gonna order food and spend money to have it delivered to me, since it's late at night and all that good stuff, I want it to be not $25. So McDonald's is pretty cheap. Popeyes is surprisingly more expensive than I thought. It was gonna be almost $20 for a sandwich combo and then a side. So I was a little shook by that. So I think McDonald's is where it's at. I'm gonna put my order in. I'm gonna get 2 hot and spicy sandwiches, since those are my favorite. Maybe some fries, maybe a drink. But I think that's just kind of what I'm feeling today. So I'm gonna place my order and see how long it takes to get here. Okay, so I just got out of the shower, and I thought they were gonna bring my food up to my room, like it said on the DoorDash app, but they brought it to the front desk, so I'm taking my key and going downstairs to pick it up. Got my food. I got Subway instead of McDonald's because Subway's open 24 hours. And I really wanted a sandwich or something a little bit more like on the healthier side, because, I mean, I know Subway's not that great, so don't judge me, okay? But I just didn't want a crispy fried chicken sandwich or anything like that. So this is what I got. I got a turkey sub on Italian herbs and cheese, which is the elite bread. You can't change my mind on that. Turkey, lettuce, spinach, cucumbers, green peppers, black olives, and chipotle sauce. That chipotle sauce really does it for me. So let's dive in to this sandwich. But first I'm gonna change to my pajamas because this is my going downstairs outfit and I want to be comfortable. So here we go. All right, changing my pajamas, finish my skincare. I'm getting into this sandwich. Just look at that. It's full of lettuce and spinach and vegetables, which makes me happy because I was gonna get McDonald's and found out that there was a 24-hour Subway instead. Anyways, so little story of how I got this trip today. I got back from my last Hawaii trip of February, which if you didn't know, I had a Hawaii line all of February, which was so nice. But I wanted to squeeze in a little bit more hours before the end of the month, so I was looking for a trip. So yesterday I had the day off in between these trips and was looking at nighttime and couldn't find anything. So I was kind of giving up, thinking like if I didn't get something for today, I could always look for the next 2 days before the end of February. And so I went to bed, all that good stuff. And then when I woke up, I checked the trade board. And little did I know, it actually had snowed all last night. And because of either the snow or some like severe winds, I think it was a combination of both, a ton of flights diverted away from Denver. So flights went to Colorado Springs, they went to Wichita, Kansas, maybe even Idaho, I don't even know. Steamboat Springs, Colorado. So all these flights, I think there was upwards of 60 or 80 diverted away from Denver this morning. So all I did was wake up and see there was snow on the ground. I didn't know there was a whole commotion going on. So there was a couple trips in open time, some really good ones where you go and work one leg, lay over, and then come back to Denver and you get good credit hours for them. So I was interested. What I did was called scheduling and asked if I could be put on this one specific trip, which was one leg to Colorado Springs from Denver, layover for, 17 hours, and then work one leg from Colorado Springs back to Denver for 10 hours, and it was 10-hour credit, and it's so easy. Because of the winds especially, it's such a short flight, it'd probably be really bumpy. We'd probably be sitting the whole flight and not even have to get up and do service. So I really wanted this trip. So I gave them a call because it was supposed to leave in like 5 minutes from when I saw it online, and I was still in bed. No joke. I had just woke up. I was in bed. And this was around like 11 in the morning. So yeah, I was still in bed. So I called them and I'm like, hey, I'm wondering if you need someone for this flight since there was all these positions open and I want to work it. I just can't get there for about an hour and a half. Would you guys still want me to come down and do it? And sadly, they said no. They said, we're not going to hold this fight, which low key, I think if they didn't cancel it, they did something crazy to it. I'll explain to you later what I found out. So they said, no, you can't do this one, but we have a different one that's really similar if you're interested. So I was like, okay, sure. I only wanted to work for about 2 days, not more. So I was curious what they had. And they said they had pretty much the exact same trip, but to Fort Lauderdale. So cue the Fort Lauderdale hotel. So if I wanted to do this, which I did, it was one leg Denver to Fort Lauderdale. It was a 3-hour flight, small layover. I think it was originally scheduled for 12 hours. And then I got to not work the flight home, but deadhead the flight home, which means I get to sit in a passenger seat, not have to work. They just ship me home since that's what they have to do. So I thought, great, less work. I mean, it's a 3-hour flight, so you'd still have to do some work, but not have to work the way home. So I thought that sounds good. I'll be there at this time. Let's go. Okay, so really quick, I wanted to explain while I'm editing why I was able to tell scheduling what time I wanted to show up to this flight. So normally we as flight attendants don't tell people when we're showing up and just hope that things go well. Normally we're told what time to be there, and time is very strict in this industry. So in this particular situation, I was looking at the tray board. I noticed flights were supposed to leave in about 5 minutes. So because they were still searching for people to work the flights and had those positions open, I knew with my flight attendant intuition that something was off. So it definitely was, and they definitely needed a lot of people to work a lot of trips that day. And so that's where I come in and worked with the schedulers, since they had no one else and no other reserves available at that time to do it. So we worked out a time that fit best just so I could be there. And by doing that, I'm doing the company and schedulers a service. So without myself and then other members on my crew that did the same thing, this flight would not have left today, or would have been delayed till the very, very end of the day, or even canceled until the next following day. So we did them a service, and all the passengers were very happy that we were able to help out. So that's what that means as far as times goes. So I pack my things, wash my face. I don't do my makeup. I don't do my hair, although I curled it a little bit later, and went to work. So I walked out the house. Thankfully, I packed a jacket, but I walked out the house without my jacket on, and it was 28 degrees, and there was snow on the ground. Some of it had melted, and they cleared the roads pretty good, so that was nice. So I drove to the airport, and by the time I got to my gate, chaos ensued. I meet up with my crew near the gate and find out that some of my crew were on their way from other states like Cleveland and diverted to Colorado Springs, where lots of other people diverted to, and then came to Denver. So they made a little pit stop. So their day had been crazy. Thankfully, I just had my one flight, so I was in a good mood, trying to keep my spirits up, but tons of flights diverted, and they had pulled other people off the Colorado Springs flights, and they were just overloaded with diversions, I guess. So they even canceled one of the Colorado Springs flights. They pulled flight attendants off of it. They put some of them on our flights. I don't even know exactly, but we finally got all 4 of our crew, and we were situated, and we knew who was going to work. But then our check-in was originally supposed to be 11:30, but then we see our inbound flight was delayed by about 2.5 hours, I think. Side note, one of the crew members, she was so sweet and so funny, was telling me that on her flight leaving Colorado Springs, it was so bumpy that one of the people on her crew, who was very senior, told her it was some of the worst turbulence he's ever experienced in his life. So that's pretty crazy. She said the plane just was tilting on its side. People were screaming. This story was wild. She even said that at one point they grabbed a stack of, how do you put this in a nice way? Throw up bags that we have on the plane, and they walked through the aisles passing them out to people that were getting sick. Because if you know, people that get motion sick, not all of them do well on flights. Most of the time, most of my flights, people are okay, but Denver is known for being really windy because it has mountains, and so Colorado Springs is no different. So people were apparently vomiting all over the place, and it was wild. And there's nothing that else could have been done. Wind is wind and motion is motion. This happens across all airlines and planes, but it sounded like not a fun trip, and I am so thankful that I didn't have to deal with any of that today. Thank the Lord. But she went through a day, and my heart goes out to all those crews that have had to deal with that. But yeah, wild stuff. So we waited around, finally arrived. We finally get on board, and everything takes longer when stuff like this happens. It took longer for them to clean the plane and get cleaners to us. It took them longer for everything. But alas, we boarded our flight, got all the passengers on. We got everything we needed and catered. And then one of our flight attendants went illegal for his duty day. So he was not able to work anymore. So he's standing by the boarding door, ready to go. And we were just about to close the door to board when he went illegal. So then the agents and our in-flight duty managers, everyone's calling and trying to figure out how we can get another flight attendant down. So thankfully we have people on standby at the airport for that. And they found someone. Within about 5 or 10 minutes, they were down at the gate, boarded, and we left. So from there on, we worked our flight. It went pretty smoothly, minus a couple of things. The passengers were all super nice, which given the delay, I was genuinely surprised. And my purser made such a nice heartfelt thank you at the end of the flight, which we all thought was so sweet and touching. And all of the passengers gave us a genuine thank you back and said it was an amazing flight, even though they got here about almost 3 hours later than they wanted to, than they were scheduled. So it went pretty well all in all, and I genuinely couldn't have asked for that much better of a flight. Usually the people really make or break it, so it all went smooth. So here we are in Fort Lauderdale. Food, I wish I kind of brought something for dinner, but I didn't want to have to worry about refrigerating it throughout the entire day. So I'm just gonna finish eating my sandwich, and I have to finish editing one of my videos so I can post it hopefully by tomorrow morning. But yeah, so that's how the day went. Tomorrow I just have one leg back to Denver that I'm deadheading on. I'm just so excited. I hope that they don't convert me to a working position. Fingers crossed, but wish me luck. So I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully I can check in with you tomorrow morning, and hopefully nothing crazy happens. So here I am back in my car, back in Denver. I just got back from my 4-hour flight from Fort Lauderdale here to Denver, and it went well. I got to the airport with my other crew member who's going with me from our layover, and we just got on the plane without a hitch. I can tell I'm clearly tired. I got a little nap on the plane, but mostly I was so uncomfortable. I just can't get comfortable on airplane seats, especially for that long of a flight. So I tried to sleep, but my lower back just kills me. Usually I'll take my jacket and put it behind my back, but it was in my rollerboard suitcase in the overhead bin, so I didn't want to get up and get it out. But I did a little bit of reading, mostly listened to the relaxing soundscapes that they have on the airplane TV screens, which is really cute, running water sounds and stuff like that. I love listening to that to try to fall asleep. So I did that for a little bit and then just kind of hung out until then. But yeah, finally made it back. It is 12:56, so almost 1 p.m. I am gonna go get my car washed since my car is filthy from the snow, and then head home. So yeah, uneventful day, which is a good day in my books. So thanks for coming along and chilling with me on my layover. But yeah, until next time, bye.